Hey folks, I'm Scott Carter with GatorsZone.com, and we're here in the O-Dome, and that means it's basketball season. The Gators open the season Friday night here against William & Mary, and I'm here with my colleague GatorsZone Chris, who covers this team as close as anybody out there. And Chris, you've been around the team all during camp. I mean, what's the tone surrounding this team as the Gators break camp?
Let's start with saying this is Billy Donovan's 19th season here coaching the Florida Gators. He's won 451 games here at the University of Florida. I believe it's 486 total if you include his 2 seasons at Marshall. So he's 14 wins away from winning 500 games before his 50th birthday. And it's just kind of remarkable because I was here in 1996 when he first came here, and Florida didn't have much of anything tradition-wise when it came to basketball, and now 18 years behind him, the guy has 6 SEC titles. They won 3 of the last 4. Last year, of course, 18-0, first 18-0 regular season in SEC history, swept through the SEC tournament onto that championship there, beating Kentucky 3 times. Remarkable year last year, but at the same time, Billy Donovan will be the first one to say last year's team, as good as it was, has 0 to do with this team because they're basically starting from scratch in a lot of places.
It was a remarkable year last year, Chris. I mean, we all remember they've won 32 straight games out here on the O-Dome court. Really, the only glimpse this year we've seen it was against Barry in the next exhibition game last week. What was the takeaway there after that game?
Well, they defeated Barry 79-70. Not an overly impressive performance by any stretch of the imagination. The Barry's a Division II school from down in Miami Shores. They out-rebounded the Gators. Florida is playing without Chris Walker. They're playing without Alex Murphy, the transfer from Duke. He won't be eligible until after the fall semester ends. So they're going to have to get some stuff from some people that maybe as they kind of find their way about what their identity is going to be. And right now their identity is not very clear in the post. It's certainly not very physical in the post. So they're going to have to manufacture some baskets in transition, play up-tempo, certainly press a lot, force turnovers, that kind of thing, and hopefully get some baskets, some pick-and-roll stuff and drive down the basket. Casey Hill kicking outside. They're going to, again, manufacture stuff, but that's what Billy Donovan's really good at, finding ways to score baskets, maybe when he's a little bit underhanded.
So we all know Patrick Young's not here, the guy you mentioned, or the post presence last year. You mentioned that with Murphy and Chris Walker not here to start the season. I mean, who is someone we're going to watch closely, who they're going to have a good game out of?
One of the guys you think of right away is Mike Frazier, the three-point shooting assassin, basically. But I turn it to Dorian Finney-Smith. He's the 6'8" power forward. He's going to play a little bit of 3, play a little bit of 4, play a little bit of 5, and they're going to count on him to get in there and mix it up rebound-wise. He led the team in rebounding last year at almost 7 per game, but they're also counting on him to score. I think right now he's the best player on this team, the best all-around player, best fit for his certain position, which I think ideally is a 4. But until Alex Murphy comes back, till Chris Walker comes back, they're going to have to move him around a little bit. They're going to count on him for not only scoring, rebounding, but leadership a little bit and kind of hold this team together.
We'll be back here, Chris, on Friday night at 6 for the Gators season opener against William & Mary as the Gators try to make it 24 season opening wins in a row, 19 under Billy D. And we hope you guys are here too. For now, for GatorsZone Chris, I'm GatorsZone Scott. We'll see you then.